Hey guys, Metal Viking 82 here, back with yet another Viking Orations. Got another review for you today, and this time around I'm going to be talking to you about the debut full-length album from the band Autophagy, entitled Bacteriophage, out now on Pulverized Records. And if you're not familiar with this band, they are a death metal band out of Portland, Oregon, been around since 2018, featuring Justin Yaquinto. Hopefully I pronounced your last name right. If not, I apologize. On the guitars, you have Adam Wheeler on guitars. He is formerly of Ritual Necromancy. He was in Weregoat, among others. You have Eric Iden on the bass. Jesse Schriebman on the drums. He is actually also in the band Bellwitch. And then finally, Andrew Swarthout, hopefully I pronounced your last name right. If not, again, I apologize, on the vocals. Though it must be noted that he has since left the band since this album came out. Like I said, this is their debut full-length album. It is 9 tracks, just a little under 34 minutes in length, and I've been a fan of this band ever since their 2018 demo. So when I found out they were releasing a full-length, I couldn't wait to get my hands on a copy and see what they created, and honestly, they did not disappoint me. The album starts with this kind of building intro, like the kind of intro that you would hear when you're, at a show and the curtain's getting ready to fall, that kind of like build up to the grand, reveal. Or even, you could also look at it as sounding like in a horror film as you're descending into a really dark lair, the kind of, atmospheric intro you would hear there. And then this creepy voice comes in towards the end saying suffering, sweet suffering. And then bam, track number 2, Abhorrent Abomination, kicks in with this heavy guitar and bass riff with a growl over the top of it. Very badass way to start off this album. As stated, the guitars are really heavy toned and just evil sounding, and honestly just so, just they sound so disgusting, to be honest with you. And you get the fast-paced riffs with some, mid-paced grooves at times, along with some, slower, dirgy-sounding riffs and chugs, and some really great guitar solos on here. You get to track number 6, Eviscerated Remains, at the 4:45 mark. The solo on that song actually has a bit of a Rick Ross feel to it, with the use of the whammy bar there. Really love that solo. The bass is thick and rumbling, easily heard throughout, laying down a nice backbone to all these songs. And then when you get to track number 5, the title track, Bacteriophage, the bass just seems like it gets more heavy and just, more evil sounding with that so dun, dun riff with the growls over the top and that slow drum beat that's going on then. And then it sounds especially evil at the 2:40 mark when this nice tremolo riff kicks in. Very badass. Solid drum production and performance on here, I thought. Some really great patterns, rolls, and fills. And he really does some really cool sounding rhythms and patterns on here throughout. And I love the double bass work and the blast beats on here. Vocally, Andrew delivers a very powerful low end growl, which to me is kind of reminiscent of John McKenty of Incantations. And that's the first thing that brought to mind whenever I heard his vocals. One of the other things that I picked out while listening to this, track number 4, Beneath the Moss, Between the Roots. That's a hell of a title, by the way. I just love that bassy intro with a little bit of a fuzz to it. And then when this slow, heavy riff kicks in at the 9-second mark, eventually picking up pace at the 40-second mark, it's just so badass. Overall, these guys delivered an absolute banger of a debut album. I loved their demo, so I had sort of high expectations for this album, and they definitely met them with ease. I honestly say, if you love, heavy, slow, dirgy death metal, like, Incantation and the band, bands of that ilk, with some more fast-paced elements as well, then you would definitely do yourself a favor by picking up this album. I give this a 9.5 out of 10. I absolutely loved this album. It took me a while to find a copy because I'd actually forgot about it until my brother from another mother, from another country, Bono at Good Music Promotions, actually told me about this, said he had checked it out, and he was like, "Hey, this album you told me about a while back, is finally out." I was like, "Oh shit!" And then he helped me track down a copy. I believe, if I remember right, I got mine through Nuclear War now. I'm not sure if they still have copies. They very well may, but I would definitely be leaving a link down below for this band's Bandcamp, so you can check it out for yourself and track down a copy. But yeah, solid debut album from these guys. I am really excited to see what they have in store for the future. 9.5 out of 10 from me. And yeah, that's going to do it. Thank you so much for watching and subscribing. And until next time, stay brutal.